Hello, everybody. So sorry about my other attempt at a live feed, but apparently Facebook or my cell phone signal or whatever is not cooperating. I was hoping to do some more interactive stuff, but this will be the way I have to do it, and I'll happily answer questions in the comments on Facebook and YouTube. I just want to give an update on the project. It's been quite a few months since I started, and this was kind of a get things going, see how it went, and now it's time to kind of go to the next level. And even though you haven't seen a lot of activity online, I've been pretty busy kind of working things behind the scenes and figuring out where to go next. So I just want to kind of give an update as to where we are. 14 interviews have been published. Big thanks to the people I interviewed. It has been great. The response has been great from people that I have interviewed, people that I've been working with. It really seems like it's a positive thing here. I do have one interview that we attempted. Unfortunately, my software crashed kind of in the middle of the interview and it deleted the video, so we're going to try that again a little bit later date. And there's about 10 other people, 10 applications rather, that I've been working with, trying to set up times and stuff like that. Not sure if we'll be able to get all of them done, but I am going to make an attempt at all of them. So if you're one of those people, I will be coming back to you again to see what we can set up. I do have some things that I want to do differently that maybe they'll help. I'm really excited. Like I said, the response has been great. The big message I'm trying to get across through this project that I think is really what I'd like to be heard is that your identity is valid because it's yours. You know who you are, you know where you've come from, and I think having people put that out there, and we can open that conversation about sexuality, about gender, about relationships, and the different configurations they can take, and how we can just deal with each other as humans, and have mutual respect to each other. Just because we have different ways we express ourselves or different things that are inside us doesn't change the respect we can have for each other as human beings, and I'm really hoping that conversation will grow through this. I do want to do some more interviews. I really would love to get this to kind of take off. I'm trying to get anybody's welcome, any gender or no gender, any sexuality, no sexuality, wherever you are, whatever relationship configuration you're in, or feel like you're best for all of them. There are some specifics I'm trying to look for, just because of some conversations that I've had lately. Number one, ethnic minorities and people of color. I didn't really get many of those, and I would love to kind of expand that, because I think in intersectionality, that's a big, important part of who people are, and to understand how that intersects. I'd also like to touch base and see about any people in the drag community. I think that's underrepresented a lot of times. And ACEs, agender, asexual, anything like that. Or any person really experiencing erasure in anything that you're in. I think that's really important to acknowledge. I know there's several categories of people, bisexuals, like myself, also non-binary gendered people, like I said, ACEs, and there's probably a lot of others out there that I may not even know about. So please, if you're in any of those, reach out to me. And people who don't necessarily fit neatly into the categories that people want to label people with, and maybe if you don't fit right into one of those, or you don't feel like you're on any of those labels, I'd love to talk to you. And again, like I said, though, anybody can talk about their lives, because we're all unique, we're all individuals, and I think we all bring something valuable to this. I'm going to try to expand the options for people to be interviewed. We've been doing the video, the online chat, a few in-person interviews with a camera. I'm going to keep those, but I'm trying to kind of look at maybe a fully anonymous ways to do this, either through altered video or also maybe text only. There's some language barriers. I would love to get some international borders, but there's language barriers there that maybe via written text would be easier, through a chat or email, things like that. Would also help with anonymity for people, and like I said, break down those barriers. And then maybe even some kind of roll your own interview process where you can submit your own. I just give you the stuff, you put together a video for those that are really creative and probably a lot better than me at videos. Send them in, and then we can publish them through the project. I also am in the process. I've done this with the wonderful support of Ohio University and a couple of my co-investigators that have been a great help and support. But I've talked to them, and I think the project is moving to a point where I'm going to move it out of the cover of Ohio University. I'm in the process of forming a nonprofit organizations. I'm in the very beginning stages of that, and I hope to make this into an independent nonprofit that can kind of branch out and make it even bigger. It'll help with more fundraising opportunities, ways to get grants, things like that. And I think it'll be the best for the project right now. So that's where I'm going to head. In my perfect dream world, I would probably become a salaried employee of that nonprofit. I don't think that's going to happen anytime really soon. But this has been, like I said, under a OU umbrella with the properties being owned by an LLC that operates as a for-profit company, and this just kind of stayed under an aspect of that, and that doesn't feel completely like the way it should be doing. And so I want to make it into a true nonprofit. And along with that, a lot of this does, I've been doing this on my own dime pretty much. I've had a little bit of support from Ohio University, but financially, I'm going to be doing some more fundraising. It takes money to do this right. I'm doing it without it, but we can do it better if we have some. So I'm going to be doing some fundraising. I'm dusting off the Patreon campaign again. I'm very open to suggestions to anyone that has any ideas of things you'd like to see that would motivate you to put in money to the Patreon campaign to raise money, get some monthly income streaming into it so we can actually pay for some cool things. I'm also checking out Rally Up as a resource that I've found that may be good for raising money. If anyone knows anything about them, let me know. Touch base with me. And I want to just expand the reach through various online things, advertising, stuff like that, touching base with other YouTube creators and maybe doing some cross-channel things, and fundraising, like I said, just through those other sources, and also make some cool swag, t-shirts and coffee mugs and various things like that to just kind of get the brand out there, get the things out there to raise awareness and bring in some money to the project. Of course, this all started with an idea for a book. I am still working on the book. The next step is to start transcribing interviews, which will take some time, but I hope to do it. So I'm going to start the transcription process. If anyone's really good at that and wants to volunteer, touch base with me, because I'd love to get some help on that. That's not a long suit of mine. And I also, along the lines, want to try to make some of these videos more internet friendly. I know sitting down and watching, like I'm doing now, 30 minutes or an hour of someone just talking to each other is not necessarily friendly for social media and things like that. So I want to try to kind of make a condensed version that kind of gets the key pieces of it down into a few minutes, then with a link to the full video for people who want to watch the whole interview, but get some of the the more cool aspects of things on there, and do some really good editing. So again, something I could definitely use some help on. So if anyone wants to volunteer to help out with that, touch base with me. Say something in the comments. Send a message to the Intersections channel on Facebook, or a direct message to the Intersections Twitter account. However you get it to me, I'll take a look at it, and I will definitely get back to you. I also want to close caption the videos. There's a whole aspect of that really needs to people that are hard of hearing, or have other. I've seen there's a great YouTube video that I'll link to that I saw that talked about the importance of captioning to not just people that have difficulty hearing, but people again with language. That language is not their first. English is not their first language. That closed captioning helps. So I want to start doing that. Set up the community closed captioning and stuff like that. I also want to try to upgrade the video equipment. You're looking at, I'm using my primary piece of equipment when I do in-person interviews. That's my phone, which does decent videos, but it's not the best. So I'm going to try to kind of put together a small studio, not spend a lot of money, but enough to get a good camera, good lighting, make things look nice, and just again make the quality better. Something I can take with me to do things. Just increase the capability, maybe get some better video editing software, things like that. And I'm going to start looking at migrating the website. Right now I'm on my own the hosting that I do through my company and my personal domain and things like that, which is really good for low volume things, but it's not very scalable, especially when it comes to the cost. So I'm actually in the process of trying to migrate somewhere that will give better scalability at a reasonable price, and possibly once the nonprofit comes in, there's some free sources out there for nonprofits. So we'll see how that all goes. But that's everything I plan on as far as the latest update on this. Like I said, hopefully more interviews will be coming soon. You'll see some updates. I'll be making some updates over the next few days, and yeah, we'll go from here. So again, please reach out to me. Comments on YouTube, comments on Facebook, replies on Twitter. I'll be posting on all of those, probably setting up an Instagram too. And you can private message me on any of those, and I will see them. And thanks for everything, and I'll see you as we move on forward. Thanks.